Okay, in this presentation, I'll be talking about the use of robots in future warfare. And I'm a little pissed because I just recorded this and it didn't save. So bear with me if I sound a little pissed because I am. Well, first off, I want to talk about why I believe we should be implementing robots in warfare. I believe that one of the greatest problems with war as of right now is that we're simply losing too many human lives and we're putting too many lives on the risk, too much damage and everything. So if we implement robots into warfare, I believe that we could cut down all the human losses and maybe even remove them fully. I think there are many possibilities to improve warfare, at least in the human point of view, meaning that we would lose less lives. First, we have the Russians. They have a plan on how they would cut down all of this human murder and death. And what they're going to do is implement only robot armies, meaning that they would battle with only remote control robots. So no actual humans are on the battlefield. Yes, primarily Russians are trying to do this because they don't really have um, a, a well thought of military. No one really wants to be in the Russian military anyway, so they're trying to use robots instead. Also, it's actually cheaper to just use robots instead of human firepower. Yeah, um, this I believe is a good way of doing warfare without human lives, but when you think about it, I don't think it would be efficient at all only running remote control robots on the battlefield because it comes with the huge risk of the robots being hacked or jammed. And yeah, as I said, hacked is the worst case scenario because the robots could then be turned around and used on Russia itself, which would be a major catastrophe. So I believe that the Americans, they have a way better idea. Also, they're implementing more and more of this new technology we're actually developing instead of trying to develop fighting robots that are like so science fiction like killer robots. They're using artificial intelligence to process all the data that they're gathering from the battlefield using either drones or human reports. And then this AI will then process this information and develop a fighting strategy that would be sent to a high-ranking officer somewhere near where the battle is fought, who would then command the army around and the soldiers. And also with this AI, they would no longer be sending the troops in with a set gear and a set arms, set amount of guns and weapons. They would be sending them in with 3D printers instead. And they would be sending them in with 3D printers and a bunch of raw materials that they could print weapons and technology on these 3D printers using the plan that they got from the AI. As both these technologies develop, the 3D printing and the AI in itself, this technology could be used to develop new and never before seen weapons on the go just by sending data from the AI over to the 3D printer. And also, as of right now, the US are testing a plan that they can already do with their 3D printers, where they would print drones, three primarily three types of drones. They would print scouting drones that would gather information and send back to the other drones. Then they would plant hacking and jamming drones that would basically disarm all technology in the enemy base or where they're trying to battle. And then they would send in kamikaze drones that would just bomb all the technologies that were set out by the jamming and hacking robots, basically fully disarming the enemy before sending human troops in. And basically, what this does is lowering the risk of death for at least the U.S. soldiers so much that basically they would suffer no casualties, while also making the U.S. Army so overpowered that they wouldn't even have to take any lives. They would just send in their drones, and then the enemy would surrender. And boom, problem solved. And I'm at 6 minutes, so I'm done.